Opposition leaders grilled the Ford government today on their plans to build a luxury spa at Ontario Place, demanding details of the 95-year deal made with Therme, the company behind the waterfront spa.
Why is the Premier hiding the facts about Ontario Place?
The NDP pushed the Ford government for answers on the Ontario Place deal, but the Minister of Infrastructure was absent from question period, and her parliamentary assistant only offered talking points.
Ontario Place holds a special place in hearts and minds of Ontarians, Mr. Speaker.
Well, let's try this again.
No answers, not a single answer. It was shameful. I've rarely seen such a shameful display as this government today.
The NDP tabling a motion to cancel the deal with Therme altogether.
Why won't Ford release the terms of the 95-year lease of our public lands, our waterfront, that he's gifting to a private foreign company? Why the secrecy? Why the rush?
Not only is the government looking at handing over this prime public parkland to an Austrian spa company for free, but they're also giving the corporation hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money. We want to see this deal canceled.
MPP Chris Glover also raising questions about the role of a special advisor to Ontario Place. Mark Saunders was reportedly paid $171,000 to advise the government on Ontario Place development. But a Freedom of Information request for any copies of advice, recommendations or reports from Mark Saunders during his year and a half in the role found no records exist.
Can the Premier show any evidence that a special advisor produced any advice?
As I said earlier, that Ontario Place holds a special place in hearts and minds of Ontarians.
And there's nothing. They can't provide a single piece of information. So I think Ontarians have a lot of questions. This isn't just anyone. This is a close ally of the Premier's.
The NDP says the government's priorities are all wrong.
Nobody is asking for it, least of all the people of Ontario who are concerned about things like emergency rooms closing.
And speaking of those emergency room closures, 3 major healthcare unions came together at Queen's Park today to sign a solidarity pledge to save Ontario's hospitals. What difference do you hope that this pledge will make?
We're hoping that we can push the Ontario government to make the kind of investments that it needs to make in the hospitals, to increase staffing levels, to increase the number of beds that are available, to take people off the waiting lists and off the stretchers in the hallways. That's our goal.
For City News, I'm Tina Yazdani.